live on YouTube. I've actually meant to have gone live, I'd say over a year ago here, but it just never happened. And now I'm doing it, as you know, I do these in my pajama mode in Instagram. So bear with me now. Oh, they have a bit of a touch up. Oh, she'll take a bit of that. I think it made me look worse. Touch up. I think it actually made me look weirder. It's weird. Let me take that thing off now. I think it looks sick. So hello everybody. I want to come on here as my midnight lives, as I sometimes do on Instagram. And if you've never been on one of my Instagram ones, and sometimes I've reshared them here on my video. But often what it is like I can't sleep sometimes. My journey of life insomnia, but and then what happens is I have this loving spike, but then what happens is I go into these deep and not analytical but philosophical like draw, and like this is actually a perfect podcast or sharing, and I know realistically I could write it down, but even if I have, which I have done things like that before, I will not actually get here and share it for possibly forever. There's many things I've written down that I've never shared in the world. So for me, it works very much better if I just share it in the moment. And that's why I'm here. And sometimes I will try to return to things that are really deep and passionate in my life that I want to share with people, but it often comes out differently. Anyway, that's fine too. So I wanted to share this because I was having some reflection before I was going to sleep. Anyway, trying to go to sleep. And one of the reflections was of health, you know? And first of all, I was on this peace gathering there for the last few days, so a lot of different things come into my mind. But the main thing there is health, right? And we know that health is mental, physical, and spiritual, energetical. So if we actually want or need to be healthy, we need to address all these areas. And what often happens in the conscious space, because there's loads of different types of people on the planet, but the people that are consciously trying to be conscious, we can get stuck in areas. And when we get stuck in areas, whether it's a physical one, so that could be physical health issues, a spiritual one, which then often manifest in the physical. And it's chicken and egg sometimes. It depends on what way and which way and directions. And then if there's your health of your mind, which definitely, if your physical is off and your spiritual is off, your mind will be off. But if your mind's off, your spiritual's off. So it's hard. It's a lot. It's a lot to hold. It's a lot to manage. But we have to address all the things, and it's a full-time job. And a lot of the time, so I've gone through lots of different health journeys. I would not say I'm like the perfectly healthiest person on the planet, but like, who is the perfectly healthiest person on the planet? But I really try to have a good health. And the reason why I try to have a good health is because when my mind is good, my body is good. When my mind and my body is good, my spiritual connection is good. When my spiritual connection is good, my mind is good. My spiritual connection and my mind is good, my body is good. It's just so intertwined. So if you only focus on your body, it's not necessarily going to make your mental health better or your spiritual life better, because there's loads of people that are really physical orientated, but they don't practice like a conscious spiritual medicine harmonic life maybe that many of you might be listening to here are thinking about or doing or practicing. And that's very much my circle. It's like it's unknown to everyone who ever listens to my videos, but like most people that listen to my videos, to be honest, are people that are on a spiritual path. You know, they've done a lot of workshops. They are maybe trained in a practitioner training of some sort. Yes, you're welcome. Um, you know, you just keep laughing. Um, you know, there's a lot of different people, or they work with the land, or they're connected to medicines. And then there's people that have, you know, they're just like, really inquisitive and they don't really know where to start or where to begin, and they're kind of like the beginner world of consciousness. And there is those people as well. And generally, like mainstream folk that has absolutely no interest in me will probably have no interest in me. And they're the kind of people that would find this very funny because they're totally disconnected from I suppose what we call often is the true source or the God within or the connection to the higher power. And when there's that connection, there's something that we know is there, we know is true. You can't lie. And this is where the witches, the mystics, the shamans, and the druids, and the medicine people, the medicine carriers, they're all present and they're all real, and we are real and we are present. And this is where um yes. Hi Preppy. I actually, this is my first YouTube, live YouTube. I do loads on Instagram, but this is my first live on YouTube. So I'm not sure about shouting out people until I know you and who you are and what you do, and then maybe yes. Um, but I'm happy to mention your name. And so it's values. Coming back to all these things, values, you know. And like this is what I'm returning to, like when we have health. When we have health, we have values, integrity, truth, like truth. We honor our bodies. We don't let other people dishonor them. Now, this is really hard when we have like the world of people out there suffering. So don't get me wrong, it's not like everyone has a privilege to do this. But if we really step into like rest, restoring, healing, we can be a better person to then go out and serve and teach and educate and facilitate the world as a better place. And that then basically changes our reality, changes our surroundings, changes our family, our relationships, changes our the land we walk on, the animals we connect with, our compassion, our consumerism, everything changes. And um, if we are unhappy and unhealthy and have dis-ease in our bodies, this is where my phone is charging, so I have to have hold in this really weird position. So if we have dis-ease in our body, it is very hard to facilitate others to have like ease in their body. So I really believe as healers, facilitators, shamans, medicine women, witches, druids, yoga teachers, dance teachers, anyone, anything, there's a million things, engineers, you could be anything. But I'm specifically talking to the people that are facilitating healing work, which is slightly different than a lot of things. But you can be a channel, a visionary, an artist in anything you do. And these things are important because we are we are clearing the way and we're healing the world in a different way, and not that anything else is not as important, but our job is to stay clean and clear and to have high values and peace and harmony. And it is very difficult. It is very difficult. Oh, funny. The one thing about YouTube is you have these really horrible people. That's the really good thing about YouTube, is that you actually have really horrible people that will comment really horrible things. Whereas on Instagram, you've kind of got your own little circle, but on YouTube you have really horrible people. You like I was talking to this person that was 10 years younger than me, and we were talking about social media. And I said, you need to have, and I'm talking about like YouTube, TikTok, all the different things. Doesn't matter what channel it is. I said, you need to have resilience. You need to have resilience. It doesn't matter what you're talking about, you need to have resilience. And I realized, because I'm on the planet, 40 years, and social media came out when I was a teenager. I can't remember what the freaking first thing was. But anyway, I went on it pretty soon as it came in. So I have like a good 25 years of social media resilience. Yeah. And that resilience is like stood to me in time. And then you have new people that are, say, maybe, teenagers coming out onto social media, and they're finding it really hard because social media has escalated. We didn't have social media. Like, I was kind of at the start of social media. There wasn't social media. So I've kind of been around the whole social media time. And this comes back to our health as well, like how to stay healthy, and how, like, we need resilience. And so there's the on YouTube, anyone can. It's kind of the way the rhythm works. Anyone can come in, like, so you don't know who's going to come in and attack you. Like, that's the reality, and that's not much different than being out in the world. But the difference is that on social media platforms, you know, people aren't in your face. They have the discretion of the screen, and they feel like they have the full power to say everything. So this comes back to integrity as well. So, like, I often will comment on stuff in social media or anywhere out there in the world, and I'll say my truth, right? So I'll say my truth. But that truth will be a truth that I will say to that person in person as well. So if I was in person with this person here, for example, Chris. Hello, Chris. Chris goes, Viking, get a life, right? I was like, oh, wow. So I look Viking. Obviously, that's a compliment. And get a life, which is awesome, meaning I have a life enough to be able to be here whenever I want, which is awesome. And so Chris is here, able to type away this, right? Big, big muscles, Chris. So, like, if we were in a room of people, would we be in a room of people? No. Probably I wouldn't be in the room with Chris, first of all. So this is what alignment and synchronicity and all this, aligns. And this is interesting as well, when we do meet interesting people that we do not align with and they confront us, right? They're like so fascinating. And social media is a little bit like the dragon's den of that, because it's like you're literally at the world view of all the humans, so it doesn't matter what you're going to say, you're going to get someone that's not going to agree. It doesn't matter what you're going to do, there's going to be, like, there's always going to be opinions and muscle, and I could say really cruel things because I am really tough, and this comes back to kind of the health stuff, is that being tough and being resilient is what makes me healthy, but also what destroys me. And I feel like this is what we need to know about ourselves, is like, where are we tough? Where is our alignment of truth? Where is our synchronicity of actually being honoring ourselves and honoring, where we are and how we are. I'm still loving, actually. I'm just like, Viking, get a life. I'm just like, you're not a Viking. You're not a Viking, get a life. But the funny thing is, I never said I was a Viking. So this is really funny. So, like, we don't even know why this person would say these things. You're not a Viking. Oh, like obviously thought he was taking the piss out of me, Viking, get a life. But he says, "You're not a Viking, get a life." I've never mentioned I'm a Viking. So it's brilliant. So this is an uneducated God love us, uneducated God love us, that, wants to come on and just whatever. Unfortunately for him, could be female as well with a name Chris, could be non-binary person. Yep, could be. Um, they come across me and they decide to make a stand, because I don't know this person, Chris, this human. Preppy, another person, asked me to shout out their page, and I just said, like, I'm not going to shout out your page because I don't know who you are. And they said, nice, no problem, thank you, okay, sorry. Like, lovely person. Probably go check out their page. So I'm not going to name the full page, but you know what I mean. Like the difference of the two people that arrived. Like you have to find the good in the dark moments, and you have to find. You don't know. We don't know. Preppy could be saying horrible things behind my back. Chris could be in love with me, but that's his or them way of showing love. We do not know. Like, we have to stay open. I'm thinking this is like giving off some Viking vibe. Anyway, I literally grabbed this and put it on over my pajama. It's because I hardly sleep in this. So, come back to health. I want to say a few things about just basic needs of health. I was talking to someone recently, and they were talking about cleansing and stuff. And oh, that was a weird burp because I'm in a weird position. But basically, like, eat well. Like, unfortunately, a lot of people think they eat well, but like, eat well is like superfoods, wild foods, fresh foods, fruit, apples, vegetables. It's actually really simple, and like real fresh food, like living food, not like pre-processed crap food. If you're someone that goes to the chipper every week, well, then start with good processed food, vegetables and whatever. Yes, move your way back in. Move your way back in. I get it. I get it. But get healthy, living vitamins and minerals that are alive into your body, and drink good water, like real water not out of your tap in most cases. Like, drink like real well water, real, even filtered tap water. Like, they're like kind of the number ones. So that's just your diet, and then move your body, like do some physical exercise, walk, run, volunteer somewhere, help out somewhere doing physical exercise. There's no excuse. You don't have to pay for a gym. You can do a home practice. There's free stuff. There's like, we have the most extreme level of unhealthiness now, and we have the most extreme access to free education. So for me, that it means that we have a big problem. We have a big problem because there's basically no excuses anymore. So, what else is there? Move your body. Don't move your body too much. If you're very physical, you need to be mindful of that. And then the other thing is, mentally, if you spend all day or a lot of the time on screen, then you have to have screen off time, like big time, not like an hour. Like, you need more off screen time than on screen time, like every day. So if you work at a screen, you unfortunately cannot touch a screen for the rest of the day. I'm sorry. Tough luck. You need to reconsider your job if you really want to be on your social media or something. You cannot be on screens during your break. You cannot be on screen. You just cannot be looking at screens. Super toxic. So that's another thing. And then socialize. Maybe you're a hermit. There's a lot of things, but like, you can socialize in lots of different shapes and forms. So find a way to socialize, engage with humanity. You are a human being. We are designed to engage with people. I know it's hard, but ask me questions. Like, ask me questions so then I can actually answer them to you. Always, if I'm ever doing live, just ask me the question. And then and afterwards as well. And then the other thing is engage in humanity, eat better food, off screen time, rest. Like, people don't rest enough, they don't sleep enough. And that goes in hand with too much caffeine. So avoid caffeine. You just, nobody should drink caffeine. To be honest, it's just like, it's just a killer drug. You just need to stay away from caffeine 99% of the time and you will be a better, healthier person. What else is there? Um, and then when it comes to our sexual health, really important thing, don't be addicted to sexual health. It's sexual, unhealthy sexual things. I'm not sure about how much I'm allowed to say here. Actually, on I don't know what you're asking there about that thing, but anyway. So yeah, I'm not sure on YouTube how filtered they are because I'm so used to talking on Instagram. But like, you can't have sex addictions. You just can't have them. So if you have them, you need to clean them up. You need to change. You need to get help. You need to do all these things. You kind of have to. It's like it needs to improve. Um, and so that's a really big one. So whether basically your sexual organs need to be healthy. That's the fundamental. And that goes for all your organs in your body. And we're trying to get to that. Like, we've gone from the brain to your like ingestion and your blood system. Like, these are all part of the things, the tips that I'm giving you. And everything that I'm saying helps all the body. And then our part is like the spiritual part, the connection to our, like, a bit more than just our physical form, is a practice that connects you there. So that could be walking in nature, it could be meditating, it could be your yoga practice, it could be dance practice, it could be a lot of different things. It could be art. It actually is so wide, but if you don't know where to start, probably start with something that you feel more expanded in, and that's a first step. And second step would be to try things that are inverted commas spiritual, to see if they help you, um and return to your old things that maybe you've had an experience before in a shamanic practice and you're like, that did work before. Well, then return to it. Most of the things we kind of have there already. um yeah, yeah. So that's kind of summed up a lot of things I wanted to cover. Of course, I could talk about all those topics a million times, but this is a really short midnight live, and it's already 24 minutes. So I'm really proud. I came on and did my YouTube live, something new in 2025. Woo! That I planned to do in 2024, but never got around to it. And then I forgot about it, and here I am. And I probably wanted to come on, like, not in pajama mode, not at 2 o'clock in the morning, not like in a crappy jumper, not in the dark, but I don't care. And this is my top tip: get relaxed, get moving, get doing things, enjoy your life. Because otherwise it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. You know, like, I used to do like lives, like really, really fancy and all these things, and sometimes I still do. But like, I can't be arsed because they just take a lot of energy and time. They don't make me any income or work or anything like that. I'm sharing myself freely, so I'm happy to do it when it suits me. So that's why I do it like this with the. It's not that I think of anything of you less. I think of myself more. I think I'm enough to turn up like this and have really messy hair that really, really needs some TLC. Oh my god, look at all this. Jikers. So much love to you. Will I do a little song? Should I do a little song for people like Chris in the back? Okay. I'm going to try to make it really Viking, just so that if he actually comes back and listens to this, he's going to be super triggered. Even though I'm assuming it's a he. Maybe it's because the energy is very like he like, but you know, he could be more like a she like. Okay. So let's actually do a bit of a she song. She I can't say serious singing like that for too long right now. So that was my mini song. I hope you collected that one, Chris. Much love to you all. Salanta from I had an awesome day. And I was actually going to sleep and all going, yay, this is awesome. And then I stayed up a bit too late. And it's a freaking disaster because basically my body's like, oh, so we've rested now, let's get going. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Yes, I had to pull an all-nighter there recently. I had to just pull a whole full all-nighter. It was terrible. Had to do it. Because my body was just like, yay, we're gonna go, we're gonna keep going. I was like, no, and it just wasn't gonna stop. So off I go. Okay, good night, everyone. I'm looking forward to sleep. See you all in the next day. I might be back again. For anyone that actually got around to listen to this, drop me some chats in the comments. Say good, bad, different, what you'd like to hear from me. And how long you like your YouTube lives. How long you like them, because I don't really know. Okay, slán to everyone. No clue how to get off this. I'm going to try and do that now. Okay, let me see. This is a new demic here for me. Okay. There's just an X button, which I'm quite terrified of doing. Just in case. Let's a little arrow here. Lighting. Oh, we had lighting. I'm just going to... Oh, relight on. Look at that. Could have pressed that earlier. That's awesome. Okay. Ooh. That's amazing. So that's just the microphone. That's really cool as well. So I'm going to just turn off the microphone and me. Now I know I can do lives just from a picture in the future. Okay. Slán to everyone. Good night.